All right, welcome back. This is the 2011 Paintball Sports Promotions World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall, and I'm joined up here in the broadcast booth with Oliver Lang from Team Dynasty.
How we doing out there?
And we got Boston Red Legion taking on LA Infamous. Oliver, what do you think about this matchup?
Well, you know, I'm actually really excited to watch this matchup. I think Infamous, they lost a game yesterday. They won a game. You know, I was talking to Nick yesterday, and he's really revved up. He's learning a lot just from, you know, his time in playing the pro ranks, and you know, I think he's really trying to combat these guys. I haven't watched the Russians yet, so I'm curious to see what Nicky's conjured up here to come out against them.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen too. I mean, you know, this this game is a battle of giants. You know, these are two teams that have thrown down against each other a lot, and you know, Infamous again really underperformed this year, and I think that they're hungry for a win, you know, and they really want to come out and show everyone that they're still one of the top teams.
Yeah, well, you know, what's interesting about Infamous is that they've got such like an all-star cast lineup on the team and great players in general that they can beat you at any moment. It's whether they're prepared to. And so, you know, the Russians know that. The Russians know that they're not going to be a slouch team. They're not just going to be a pushover team. They're gonna have to come out here and play a Russian game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And yesterday, I think a lot of the better teams weren't showing exactly what they're going to be doing. But today, you're going to see what these guys have in store for tomorrow. You know what I mean? They've got to get to the next round, despite however they did yesterday. And so the Russians, I think the Russians are going to put on their A game right now. And you know, the Infamous has to win this game. You know,
they have to win this game. All right, so we got 10 seconds before the start of this match. You're looking at Boston Red Legion on your screen right now. Let's see what sort of breakout they come out with here.
We got Matt Blonsky, Fedorov, Malloy.
And that's Fedorov, and he gets
right into the god.
Able to get into the insert bunker behind Snake 1, and Blonsky behind him in the back corner, and they're tripling up this Snake side.
One Infamous body, John Richardson walking off out of the back center. They doubled up the back center for Infamous. Bobby Aviles just getting plucked out of the back left Snake corner. Yeah, so now it's actually 3-on-5 right now.
Yeah, 2 down immediately for Infamous, so it's not looking good for them this point, as they only have 3 players and just no one on the Snake side, 1 on that Drew side. Now, looks like that Rusty Glaze trying to make it out there on the Dorito side of the field, and here come the Russians up the center.
Oh, look at that. 2 Russians getting eliminated now. I don't know how that happened, to tell you the truth, because when Fedorov was making that move to the Snake, you know, Damien filled out to that little thing, so I don't know who picked him up there.
Oh, yeah, it was Damien. Now, who got those shots on him?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Both those, both the Snake
maybe?
guys. It might have been McCurley. Yeah, it must have been McCurley. You know, and I believe Malloy tried to fill a little bit too quickly after that and got eliminated. Ooh, and that guy,
he just got tore up, too.
Yeah, that looked like it. Yeah, look at that. Now Infamous pulling it back, you know.
Oh, wow, the Blonsky almost got clipped in the back corner as well. So, you know.
But Damien getting shot. You know what's crazy is I'm watching these guys getting eliminated out of their spots.
Lots of guys out of the bunkers.
I don't know who's shooting who. So now it's actually a 2-on-2. You know, where as in the beginning of the game, you were watching, you should have seen the Russians. The Russians should have blown them off.
Yeah.
Blown them off, you know, with 5 guys on 3 right away, and then somehow or another, you know, Infamous fought back.
Yeah.
Looks like Infamous just bounced that guy.
And now McCurley into Snake 1 trying to get a crossfield shot.
So it looks like it's matched up here. You're looking at McCurley right there in the Snake. He's trying to get that shot on that tall temple. You got Matt Blonsky in the Snake. I believe that's Rusty Glaze over there on the Dorito side for Infamous. And, you know, I'm really happy to see Rusty Glaze back in full effect with Infamous because, man, dude, he is such an outstanding player. He's such a veteran, you know. I mean, he's a crafty veteran. Look at him right now trying to do that shot across field.
And this may be his last event. He might retire.
Really? Wow. Well, then I'm rooting for Rusty Glaze right now. There we go.
And he does. He gets a shot on him. So now it's 2-on-1 right now. And it looked like at first this point could have gone to the Russians. It was 5-on-3, but now all of a sudden the tables have turned. And Brad McCurley and Rusty Glaze doing work for Infamous.
Looks like Matt Blonsky's having a little bit of trouble with his loader. Oh, and he gets shot in the pack from Rusty across the field.
So Rusty steps up and handles business.
There we go, Rusty
Infamous.
Glaze.
And you know who also Brad McCurley had a great game for him the last matchup this morning. So, and here comes a resurgent Infamous putting up the first putting up the first point on the board for Infamous. And you're looking at Brad McCurley right there in the Aftershock jersey, but he just got picked up from Infamous and honestly playing really well for them. So I think that's a really good pickup. He's a real strong Snake player. coming up through the ranks, and I think he could do some damage for Infamous.
I'm curious on, I don't know the political side of it, the insides and outs of why he left, but I mean Aftershock's been doing significantly well this year.
Yeah.
So it's kind of strange to me to see him go to Infamous.
Well, you never know what's going on behind the scenes.
For sure.
You hear a little bit, especially knowing everybody, but still, even that being said, you never really sometimes hear the full story.
Absolutely. But I like to joke with Rusty Glaze, like, oh, Rusty, Infamous. We like to say, oh, Infamous picked up a couple guys. They picked up Brad McCurley, Damian Ryan, and Rusty Glaze. Although Rusty's been with them the whole time.
But he didn't play the last event. But yeah, so we got a replay. Let's check it out. So there it is. You're looking at
Matt Blonsky
there in Snake 1. And he's going to try to come over the top of that. But at this point, it's 2-on-1 right now. Look at this. He's really worried about Rusty Glaze coming up that side because, Rusty has the best angle on him.
Yeah, and then you can see, like, right there, Pack's just showing a little bit, and Rusty Glaze just kind of snips it right in there.
Yeah, so nice job by Brad McCurley and Rusty Glaze to finish up that point for Infamous. The score is 4-1 right now with 17 left on the clock. Zach Wake back on the field. It's kind of interesting, actually. Infamous, at least the game this morning, they were playing Curly more over here on the Snake side. He was actually doing more damage than Zach Wake was. And Zach Wake is, a really, really talented guy who's inconsistent sometimes.
He is a veteran almost now. It's crazy to see. You see these guys that have been playing for a while, but they're still new on the scene, because for a while for us now is 10 years. Yeah. So but Zach Wake did come up through the ranks, and he's made a name for himself, but he's a veteran now almost.
Yeah. So here he goes. We're looking at the Russians. That's Justin Ravenau. Now Justin really struggled in their match this morning.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Did they win this morning?
Bunker.
Did they win this morning?
Yeah, they took down X Factor. It was a brutal match, though. It was the best game of the day so far.
Oh, really?
It was a great
good.
game. It's tied up. And then actually the Russians conceded a point with like 2 minutes left, giving the winning point to X Factor, but the Russians fought back and ended up winning. So it was a really good match.
Oh, wow. So they didn't mean to concede a point?
No, they did. They conceded the point on purpose because of this penalty situation. It was a very chaotic point, but really, really good game. And both teams played great, but Justin struggled. Justin really did.
Well, you got Zach Wake right there on your screen. He's battling Justin Rabikoff in the Snake, and you see Malloy right there in that stand-up can, just kind of putting pressure on him, not allowing him to move. Now you're getting to the top view of that. You're seeing Malloy still right there on that cut right there, and he's just kind of pounding his gun through that little gap, not allowing Zach Wake to play. But it looks like what's the outcome here? It looks like it's going to be 4-on-4.
Yeah,
4-on-4 right now.
Sewer's in good position on the Dorito side for Infamous, and Russian's still struggling to get some sort of penetration over on that side.
I mean, really, where Malloy is right now on that stand-up can, if Stewars and Wake were to shoot at him, he'd be dead.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Justin can produce out of here. Again, struggled that first matchup, and
I mean, he's matched up right now against Zach Wake. Nobody else is looking at him, and he's just kind of sitting there. He needs to kind of get up here and just kind of start probing a little bit. You know.
And Justin and Zach Wake have history together.
Oh, do they? That's good though. I like that.
Arguments here and there, and a little bit of scraps, but since squashed it, but yeah, two really talented, aggressive guys battling right now in the Snake in the same exact field position. And you can see Justin's just listening right now to his father, actually, Steve Rabikoff, on the sidelines.
There you go. You see Zach Wake make a bump to that Snake 2, kind of got underneath Malloy's gun there, which was good. The thing is, though, is nobody's protecting Zach. Like, Nicky's looking that way,
or Nicky's looking to the Dorito side.
Yeah, he's looking towards the Dorito side, and he needs to look this way. Oh, it looks like Zach Wake just got shot.
Yeah, I saw something come in there. Might have been off the bunker. It's hard to tell.
Oh, look at that. And Malloy gets shot from somewhere. Oh, he gets shot from the 50 Dorito over there. So Greg Sewers makes a bump to the 50 Dorito, eliminating Malloy, who actually bounced backwards. And now it's going to be 3-on-4 Infamous.
Yeah, so Infamous with the numerical advantage, though.
I mean, what Zach needs to do is Zach needs to almost come right now.
Yeah.
Soon here. There you got Kirill in the middle.
Well, yeah, Kirill's kind of doing double duty right now. He's got his gun facing one way,
that's
looking
the
the
move
other.
right there.
That's totally the move.
That's
for
the
sure.
move. And then look at this,
Oh, here it is right now. Intense battle. Wake and Rabikoff.
Nicky, you got to look this way, Nicky. You got to look this way.
Yeah, Nicky's
that's
zoned
the
up
one
on the Dorito side. I think was trying to watch over Sewers, but Sewers has a back eye. He's got
exactly.
He's got Callie right there, right behind him.
Exactly.
And right now you're looking at the overhead view, and here comes Zach Wake as he makes the move.
Oh, look at this. Oh, but look at that. Nicky Cuba.
Wow, did you see, I don't know if you saw this,
No,
but
that
Justin
was
literally
a
went
good
around
move.
the inside
But-
to stay alive.
But what's crazy is Nicky picked him up when he did that, but he didn't shoot him for somehow. Oh, and Greg Sewers gets eliminated, so now it's 3-on-2 Russians.
This is a really close point, Ollie.
I mean, this is a good game, you know. I mean, look, it keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No one ever really has the dominating lead, it looks like, you know.
No, yeah, they're battling back and forth. But again, that's what we expected to see out of these two teams. You expect to see matches like this, points like this, where there's incredibly, closely fought battles. And now Nicky Cuba is standing up over the top, that little Dorito. And here now Justin trying to get a shot. He has to come around, though, pretty far to block him out with that Snake 1.
Right there, if it looks like Callie's loader's down over there, though, or Callie's gun's down or something like that. Or he doesn't have much paint or something because he's looking around, yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to pick paint up off the ground. God, that's such a pet. I hate when I see that, man.
Oh, here it goes. Here comes the hammer.
Nice job by Kirill.
Didn't hit him.
And I don't know, maybe he just flat out missed him. Looks like Callie's still in there, but Mishka's going to polish him off. And that was a crazy point.
Yeah.
So the crowd getting into it here is starting to warm up. And here in Lakeland, Florida, Fantasy of Flight. And the Russians going to get on the board and tie this game up. It's going to be one apiece and a very long, hard-fought point there.
Yep. I mean, like I said, there never looked like there was a team in command there. You know, at one point it's this team, one point it's Infamous, one point it's the Russians, and then looked like the Russians pulled it out there.
Yeah.
Something kind of cool going on over there at the Fantasy Flight, though. They're doing a giant ribbon, and I believe it's for breast cancer. You can see
breast cancer walk going on over there.
No, I don't think it's a walk. I think it's maybe it's a walk in shape of a ribbon, but I think they're flying over and taking pictures.
Oh wow.
Well, that was Crandall's hypothesis there.
So you guys are coming up here this afternoon, Ollie, and flawless performance by you guys so far this event.
Well, I mean,
7-0, 7-0. It doesn't get any better than that.
No, it does, and it doesn't. It's a strange situation. We haven't played the best of the teams, I believe, yet. So it's sometimes it's a false sense of hope, where you're doing things that you normally couldn't do against, obviously, the Russians or Infamous or something like that,
Well, how do you feel about your matchups coming up? I mean, you got Impact, and we'll get to that in a sec. Let's watch the replay, and then Uprising. All right, so watching this Snake battle go down right here, and look at this. This is a pretty crazy move right here, because look, Wake is going to run out, and then Justin's all the way over there, and he just sneaks on the other side, dives through, able to live through the barrage, and then gets his position, takes it right back over. So that's the heads-up play by Justin Rabikov.
Yeah, I mean, he had nothing to lose there.
Talk us through this, Ollie.
He had nothing to lose right there. He's trying to fish and try and get something going. You can see Zach Wake just missed him by an inch right there. And but what's crazy about that is Nicky was actually shooting at him when he did that, so Nicky just must have missed him. Right. But I mean, he had nothing to lose. Zach was coming to get him. He figured if he goes to the other side and Zach doesn't get him, and hopefully he doesn't get shot by Nicky, which is exactly what happened, and he lived. And if he does get shot by Nicky, whatever, Zach was coming to get him anyways. You know, so
and that's an instinct play. Again, that's not really something you can kind of teach.
No,
it's just
for sure.
All right, here we go. 2 seconds before the start of this break. You're looking at Boston right now on the breakout and trying to dig the insert bunker. It's Fedorov. And he looks like he gets clipped.
No, that was Matt Blonsky in the corner.
I think Fedorov might have got clipped here in this insert bunker behind the Snake. Yeah, and he does. So destruction over here for the Russians on the Snake side of the field. Britnikov trying to do damage control.
I mean, yeah, he did a good job on filling out there.
Had to.
Yeah, had to. So now it's 5 on 3 for Infamous. 5 on 3 for Infamous. Infamous Rusty Glaze. There we go. All-star MVP. Come on, Rusty. Coming down that Dorito side, getting that 50 Dorito.
Backed up by John Richardson.
You got John Richardson behind him. John Richardson needs to kind of get up there and start getting those secondary kills, like right in the loaders when people are, shooting across field. McCurley dives into the Snake.
Yeah, so Brad McCurley getting into Snake 1 for Infamous, and he's backed up by Bobby Aviles.
Yeah. No, so now Bobby Aviles dropping that. Oh no, he's still on that Dorito side of the zone, looking across field. It's an interesting field because you got these Snake guys coming in here, and although sometimes the players are on the Snake side, they're still playing across field. So it adds that body sequence, over there. You can see John Richardson over there, kind of getting a little sneaky, a little wiry. He's really good at this, but he kind of gets shot sometimes when he does this. Oh, but at the same time, eliminating one guy, and this is Malloy over here getting shot. So now it looks like Infamous dropping
Yeah,
hammer here. Here
Damian
comes
Ryan, which I think is a really good pickup for Infamous.
Uh-oh, he didn't get him. Oh, he did get him. That was a very good point there for Infamous right there. Shooting 2 guys off the snake side, off the break. I mean,
solid control, very control point.
Yeah, but you still watch the Russians. The Russians still, I mean, it's difficult to play 3-on-5 in general, but I believe what was happening there is when you shot those 2 guys, the Russians still kind of fanned out, got to those kind of anchor positions, and waited them out. They killed at least a minute or something like that.
Yeah. So we're getting some questions here from PB Nation. Again, if you have questions, please go on to PB Nation. But first, let's check out this breakout. And look at this breakout here for the Russians as they get destroyed off the break over here on the Dorito side. Get taken out. Blonsky gets shot, trying to make it out to the corner. He ran and dug as hard as he could to get out there. And then Fedorov also got clipped on his first engagement. First head check, boom, he gets shot. And then Brindikov just doing whatever he can, desperation move to fill out. And then on the flip side, here's Infamous with their crossfield spread. Heavy guns up, heading into that center. And then able to get eventually over to the snake. So it was a nice job by Infamous, very controlled point for them. So, again, one of the questions coming from PB Nation is, who are your top 3 teams to watch in regards to style, play?
For me?
Like style of play, yeah, for you. What do you think?
Style of play. Style is in terms of, good-looking style?
Your interpretation. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm interpreting it as
fluid
means
motion, athleticism.
No, it means the teams that I probably got to play against is what I'm thinking. Is what the question is. I mean, without a doubt, the Russians. The Russians have won this tournament 3 times in the past 5 years, something like that. Maybe more. I don't know. We won it twice as Iron Man. I don't know. Anyways, the Russians, without a doubt. In Tampa, Russians, the 2 teams that I believe are kind of head and shoulders above a lot of these other teams, and then there's going to be that X Factor team, no pun intended.
Yeah.
That's going to kind of come in, whether it's Infamous, whether it's X Factor. Hopefully it's us. And I mean, I believe those are the top 2 teams I'm watching. Then I'm also going to keep my eyes on Infamous, keep my eyes on X Factor, keep my eyes on Impact as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so here we go. Start this next point. You're looking at the Russians again here off the break, and heavy guns up here. Justin Rabikov, not very far over here on the snake side, rolling his gun, and they go heavy to the Doritos all the way to D1 off the break with Kirill.
Yeah, exactly, which is a great move on the Russians' part because they did get blown away this last game. The thing is, though, is McCurley, I don't think he knows that he's all the way in that Dorito over there, and he is susceptible to getting shot in the back. But Bobby Aviles is there trying to lock off that side, and you got Damian Ryan going up in that center trying to lock off this side.
But with that Dorito 1, you really can lock it down over there.
You can slow it down more than anything, yes. But it's that.
Oh, look at that! McCurley gets shot cross field from Kirill on that Dorito.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That was a great shot for.
Well, I think he just ran into a stream. Honestly, it was like Kirill never really stopped shooting, and then McCurley just didn't time it right.
And guess who's back out there? Rusty Glaze. I mean, I got I got my money on Infamous with Rusty Glaze in that Dorito. I'm not gonna lie.
He's been playing good over there.
Oh, look at that! And it looks like Justin got shot going in there, but kind of doesn't really want to check it or go out, and I don't know what happened there.
It looks like he's alive.
Looks like he's alive. He did definitely get shot. He definitely got bounced.
No, those don't count.
It looks like it's getting a little fishy in there. Yeah, there we go.
Say, it comes out.
Yeah. He kind of knew it, I think, and and they got a penalty. You know what? That was a well-deserved penalty. Yeah, he knew he got shot. He jumped in.
It took a while. It's like the ref was kind of figuring out for a while. Like, I don't know if I want to throw this penalty, but it ended up being a major. So Justin Rabikov drawing a major penalty. Oh, and then just the Russians are just coming off.
Dude, the Russians are kind of just running into their gun, man. I mean, Mishka tried to come all the way across the field like that, and it's like, hey, do you need to do that? I don't know.
Yeah, so only 2 Russians left alive. They're both on the Dorito side of the field, center to Dorito side.
Yeah, I know. But the one thing is that center stand-up, he is what's his name? Pantalev is just sitting here watching this cut, and
yeah.
Infamous doesn't want to do anything dumb. They do have a major on the board there, though.
And Rusty Glaze making a move.
Yeah,
to the
Rusty Glaze is going to
Dorito.
come down and win this game. I guarantee it.
Ooh, it looks like he might have. Oh, just barely misses Kirill in there.
Yeah, he does. But now they come into the snake. This is exactly what needs to happen. The pressure needs to come.
Ooh, and now Kirill trying to advance, and he trades out with Rusty Glaze, but still tons of bodies left for Infamous. Here comes Bobby Aviles, and he is going to drop the hammer on Pantalev in there.
A lot of A lot of people don't know who Panteleev is. You know, they give a lot of the credit to Mishka and Fedorov on that team, or J-Rab.
He's a good role player.
No, Panteleev is honestly probably their best player, if you ask me.
Really?
Honestly, yeah, he is.
That's a bold claim, man.
Well, I mean, you don't look at him because you watch all these other guys, but Panteleev is always there in the mix, in the move. He's getting it done. I mean, I've seen Fedorov, I've seen all those guys have a bad tournament. I've never seen Panteleev have a bad tournament. He's always doing it.
Yeah,
you know, he's not super flashy like the rest of those guys.
Yeah, look at Justin's pleading his case right now.
No, but you know what happened with Justin is he was running in there, he got shot. You could even watch him. He stopped in the open, like knew he got shot, like he felt it. You know, it was like, oh God, that was a stupid move. I just got shot. And then it was like, kind of started going because the ref hadn't called him out yet. It kept going, and then was like, oh maybe I can get rid of this or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the ref's like, didn't see it, and then the other ref's like, dude, it's hit in his chest. And then the ref looked at his chest, and he had a big Scooby-Doo in his chest. And then the ref's like, okay, yeah, you're hit, and yeah, you should go to the penalty box for that. You know? I mean, I know when I'm hit, and I go, okay, I'm hit, and then I stop dead in my tracks, and then if the ref hasn't said anything to me, I might be like, ooh, maybe I can get away with this, but that is a penalty.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So the score now 3-1.
But what sucked right there is they pulled Fedorov, I believe, and then right away Mishka got shot. So they lost 3 guys on that
immediately.
Yeah, you know. I mean, it's only 3-1. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left in this game. A lot of time. There's gonna be a minute in the penalty. A milli. That's how my brain works. And then we're going to see how they're going to break out on the penalty, which is great because I love to see how the Russians are going to break out on the penalties.
Well, let's check it out here.
Let's watch it.
All right, let's watch this replay here. So this is the J-Rab move right here, Ollie.
So you see him stop right there. He's like, oh, okay, I got shot. Maybe I'll just wiggle in here. And the ref is looking. So the ref's like, oh, I didn't see anything to the side. And then he's like, oh, good, I'm good to go. And then gets in there, and the other ref goes, yeah, you're hitting the chest. And then he flips him over, looks at his chest, and then, yep, you're out.
And here comes the destruction of the squad.
Right. Well, it took a while, obviously.
Yeah,
look,
it took a while because then the ref's
like,
okay,
yeah, you should be hit. And then here comes Mishka.
Big fill, huge fill.
Too big of a fill.
And he didn't make it. So that's it. So
you can't make those big fills, man. That's one thing that, you know, I've tried to learn. You want to do the big fills because in hindsight you think that you can do it.
Well, here's the problem with the big fills. Occasionally you're going to get away with it, which tells your mind like, oh, I can make it, when realistically 70-80% of the time you're not making it.
Right, and when you see a guy, if you're anywhere on the field and you see a guy take off from one side of the field and he hasn't stopped to the back center, you know he's running either to a really far spot. So you're like, okay, although you've got so much time to like be kind of trailing him, you're just like, oh, I'm just going to shoot at that spot. And then, oh, he's dead.
He's dead, yeah. So it made it look like he almost made it, but in reality, he was just went that whole way to run into the stream of pain.
Exactly, right.
Because when you see a guy make that fill, you're like, well, I'm not going to trail you. I'm just going to shoot where you're
exactly.
going.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, I know everyone in the world knows where you're going.
In fact, me and my buddy are going to shoot where you're going.
Yeah. So you're going to be stoked because you're like, oh, I'm going to make it.
Yeah, I'm
going to make it. I got this. No.
In fact, what you should do when that happens is you should be running to the spot and then just stop dead in the open, pull up and start shooting.
And then they're like, oh my God. And then they bring the stream and you run through the gap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
You should do that.
All right, let's see what the Russians got to do on the penalty. Little play action right there with Fedorov. They go to the command. Oh!
Zach Wake losing a pod on his dig to Snake 1 and just goes immediately past that.
It looks like 2 Russians die off the break, although that's not good for the Russians.
Yeah, not looking good for the Russians this point here.
And this is what I said, it's like, oh, look at that big fill.
Speaking of big fills.
Oh.
Didn't make it.
And guess what? He didn't make it.
Didn't make the big fill. And, wow, that's the quickest point of the game so far.
That was the 20 seconds, or the 30 seconds. That was good. That was a good point. Honestly, though, I don't know if I should say this on the airwaves, but I hate it when good teams kind of lose like this in the prelims. To tell you the truth, like, people like it when they watch us lose, but if you're a good team, you lose in in this level in this division, like I'm sorry, like the first round, it's gonna make you a better team, you know. And you know, I actually get scared when we're playing so well and you don't lose because you haven't really, you know. You haven't really gotten tested.
It's like
to your
paintball.
testaments
That's
yet.
a paintball cliche. We talk about that a lot. You know, it's like the team that has to scrap and fight and claw their way into the finals. That's the team that I'm always like, well, that team's probably going to win.
Right, exactly.
You
Hanging
know?
on by limbs, just, you know, they've already done it.
Yeah, or fought through a brutal division to get there.
For sure. And honestly, I felt like we've had to do that a lot this year. And, you know, I mean, of course, like, that's the thing is, you know, we don't lose a game, then we get to the finals and you lose a game, you lose that last point. You're like, damn it.
Yeah, I hate that. Or the same thing as like a practice. Like before, I always would love when our team gets stomped in practice before the
practice,
event. Because then you go so hungry and you figured out a lot of problems and, you know, you're fixing things. And when you are whooping someone up in practice before
you don't get anything done.
No.
I mean, I'll tell you, right before DC, we had probably one of our best practices we thought we had ever had. And we just beat the crap out of Excessive all weekend. And then guess what we did in DC? And guess how Excessive did? Good.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that would always worry me anytime we would stomp someone in before the event. I'm just like, oh God, please, everyone take. You know, and then you get the Jack in the Box syndrome where your heads are so big your goggles can't fit on them. All right, so here we go. 5 seconds
I want
to go.
see what Russians are going to do different this time. Looks like they're not going to run to the command center.
Yeah, Infamous really building momentum. And still 24 seconds left on that minor penalty.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Russians
look at this.
are falling apart right now.
Russians are really falling apart.
Not looking good as Greg Sewers is just getting real far up on that Dorito side, and then Zach Wake able to get
and
into
Malloy
Snake
gets
1.
smoked, but...
And Sewers is just feasting
But
over
look,
on
here
the
we go.
Dorito side right
Look
now.
at this Nikki Cuba coming up the center. Come on, Nikki. Come
Damian
get some.
Ryan in the center. Oh, look at this. Sewers gets chopped up, getting a little too aggressive over there. And out of the penalty box comes Justin Rabikoff finally.
You know what, though? Zach Wade kind of blew that right there. He should have been way up there. And look at this. Look at this. Look at the Russians. That is Fedorov all the way over there.
Can't see.
And as soon as he shoots someone, now the hammer's going to drop. G4, huh? Come on, Nikki.
Scream here. Nikki's going to go and try to drop this hammer.
Oh,
brutal.
Oh, right there.
And Wake
Mishka.
Wake gave him about 3 or 4 too.
Well, you know, it's kind of what you got to do. You got to set the bar at that point, you know.
Yeah, we were actually just having this discussion. I was with Ryan up here, and we've had this talk before. But you know, I really like when guys drop the hammer. You know, I mean,
dude, I see. You know, what sucks is like I'm a competitor. I like to drop the hammer. So then I get flack for it when I drop the hammer. And then yesterday I was trying to be a nice guy. Get to the other side of the spot to bunker the guy. I was like, just shoot him in the gun. And then I shot him in the gun, and then he came around and blasted me about 15 times. And then the ref's like, thanks for being nice. I was like, well, yeah, you're welcome, but I got smoked because of that, and it hurt, and I got shot the guy in the gun, and he shot me 4 times in the chest.
So what you're saying today is no quarter?
You know, it's just, and then if I do that, then the ref's like, dude, you're just mean. And I'm like, dude, I'm a competitor.
Yeah, all right, let's check it out here on the breakout. Only 4 bodies left alive.
Yeah, but you know, look at what they're doing though. You know, right there, the Russians are dancing. It's like, come on, man, you got to get out, get in there.
And then look at this, very crisp on Infamous, getting in their spots, and even if they're out in the open, they're still guns up, blazing. And then Sewers just running wholeheartedly up that Dorito side of the field. So nice job. Infamous looks stunning right now. It's 5-1 up on.
Infamous
Russian
is
Boston Red
looking
Legion.
stunning right now. I like that.
They're looking solid, man. You know, and they're not making any mistakes. They're destroying the Russians off the break, especially for the past 3-4 points. And they look really good. 6 minutes and 24 seconds left to play here. So technically, there's enough time for Boston.
There's a comeback, you know. I mean, the thing is, though, what happens with Boston is like, dude, when they get these type of leads, there's 2 things that are going to happen. Either they're going to give up, because I really don't think too much of the Russians don't have too much heart. You know, you got J-Rab out there. He's got some heart. These other guys kind of just do it, and they do it because they're good at it, and this is a big deal for them, getting out of Russia and coming over here and playing. And they don't get me wrong. The Russians are probably the best team that's ever played paintball in terms of their stats of winning. I mean, look at what they've done in these years. But I don't think they have that same hunger and determination like Infamous does.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at especially right now, but look at the Red Legion, man. I mean, they've won 78% of their matches. They've won 140 times and only lost 40 times over 8 seasons. That's the highest win percentage of any team.
Right. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
All right, so here you go. Now it's Infamous's turn to get destroyed off the break as they lose everyone. They lose Brad McCurley, they lose John Richardson, Bobby Avilas, Damian Ryan, and here come the resurgent Russians is back to full strength finally and score what could have been possibly the quickest point of the event so far.
And this is what happens to a team like Infamous, okay? For sure, without a doubt, they've got a 5-point lead. I got a nice cushion. We got 5 minutes left in this, 6 minutes left in this. Yeah, I'm going to go here, you're going to go here, you're going to go there, you're going to do this. Yeah. And what happens? They all two of them get shot off the break, and they just get
Do you think
launched.
They came out a little flat at that point?
For sure, you got that cushion, you went on a run, dude, you're feeling good, you're a little tired, you're like, oh yeah, we got this game in the bag. I mean, that's the cool thing about this format is that you never have it in the bag,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the race 2 because I think a better team can always come back despite the time, and despite that race. The Russians got 6 minutes now.
Yeah, let's check out this breakout here. And look at the Russians. There's so much more. They're dancing around that point before. This time, it's super crisp and rolling those guns. And then, look, 5 bodies alive for Infamous, and they're just running to their deaths, trying a little something up that center. I like to see that. If you're going to do that, might as well do it now when you're up 5-1.
No, for sure. I guess I agree with you on that. Then the guy runs and shoots to the god and gets shot. And it's like, you got to dig a little bit more too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I've seen JR try to run to that X, and I haven't seen him do anything out of it. I mean, he just loves it. Don't get me wrong, I love the X too, but
yeah,
if I'm going to get something out of it.
Yeah, you love the X run. How do you feel about the center in this event when this was filled out?
Not very good. I mean, honestly, this year the X has not been very good at all. And I think that's where the really good players shine, because you're up there, you gotta think on your feet really quick, where they are, what they're doing, how many of you guys are alive, how many of them are alive, and kind of keep your feet safe, keep your guns safe, and try and you work out of that thing. You got to really work out of the X. I think it's a genius. I think it's a genius bunker. And think about it. How many people do you really know that can play the X?
It's a unique spot, not a lot. Because first of all, in order to play the X, you got to get there.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
is a task in and of itself.
And look at this. And look, they can't even get to that spot anymore. They're getting a little lazy, dude. Infamous is getting a little lazy.
And then look at this, 3 bodies off the break now, and Sewers is the only one doing any sort of damage right now as he's into Dorito 1, but he's going to have to do a lot of damage because, there's still 4 bodies left alive for the Russians. Wow, the Russians are clocking in right now, man, and scoring real quick points, and the crowd's starting to get behind them. Wow, so 2 incredibly quick points. You see Justin Rabikoff getting pumped. And honestly, Justin was talking directly at the Infamous Pits right there. I mean, He's screaming his head off, but he's yelling at the Infamous Pits like, yeah, come get some.
Yeah, I did see that.
Because now we got looking at Justin Rabikoff on the stat board right there, and it's look at what we got right here, Ollie. You get lackadaisical. Infamous is getting lackadaisical, coming out lazy and flat to their spots. They just got destroyed off the break twice. Let's check a replay real quick, but the score is now 5-3, 2-point match. Now look at this. Look at Infamous run out. It looks like a crisp breakout, but they're just they're running their deaths. You got a guy, and I don't know if that's necessarily Infamous. Maybe even is just, I wouldn't say. I mean, they look crisp, but just the Russians are getting their shots in. A little risky move there, playing out in the blind area, in the middle of the open.
I like to see that, though. That's so cool.
I like seeing that a lot, too. And he lived. Look at that. And it worked.
He shot a guy.
Yeah, shot a guy, and then took advantage of it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The Russians came out the last 2 points, eyes up. I think that's a real big thing, too. Your field vision is so crucial. When you get those kills, you take advantage of that, you make those moves. It's such an integral part to, really scoring quick points.
For sure.
All right, so the score is now 5-3 with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left to go. And a timeout is going to be called on Infamous, and that's a brilliant timeout call because you really got to slow the Russians' roll right now.
Oh, for sure. This is really interesting, these stats here.
Well, break some stuff down for us.
I mean, I've played on 2 teams in my career, so I'm kind of combining Dynasty and Ironmans. It's just pretty good. I mean, so far this year, I mean, let's look at our stats here. Won the event, 3 wins, 1 loss against the Russians in Texas. So, you know, I don't know. There's so much going on here. It's really interesting.
Give me that paper.
Did they broadcast that somewhere?
Yeah, right now.
Right now. Any questions on PB Nation?
Yeah, so I mean, you know, the Russian Legion's stats are ridiculous. I mean, you're looking at a 78% win percentage, 140 wins overall, 40 losses. This event, Texas, they made the finals, and Chicago, they won the event, and then Jersey, they completely crapped out, went 1-3.
What place did they take in Jersey? Does it say?
Don't actually have that statistic.
I love that.
But I mean, the place they took was terrible. It was terrible.
I love that.
I don't know, a 10th, something like that.
Good job, Russians.
So, you know, you guys, Dynasty, 103 wins, 56 losses, 65% winning percentage.
Yeah, but I haven't played on Dynasty for.
Well, this year though is pretty stunning. 78% winning percentage.
That's nice.
14 wins and 4 losses for the year. That's pretty stout.
That's pretty stout.
Yeah, I mean, Texas, you went 5-1, Chicago 4-2, and Jersey went 5-1. You know, so that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty great
for this year.
I want to make that. I want to keep it like that. I want to get a little bit more wins.
Well, another thing too is like you guys are beating the brakes off a lot of teams. I mean, in Texas, you went 7-0, 7-1, 7-1, and then you beat Legion 7-2 in the finals.
Well, that's nice.
Chicago, you went 7-4, 7-3, 7-1. You lost 5-6 in overtime.
Right, that sucked
in
by
Chicago.
The way, to the Russians by 2 seconds. You know what's crazy?
That was one of the greatest. I mean, that was an awesome.
That was
a great game.
really stupid. But yeah,
for you, not if you're Justin Rabikov.
Oh, for sure. Justin Rabikov had, you know, he did a great job praying the night before he went to bed. But for you guys out there, in just a small breakdown of the world in reality, it's crazy to think about how 2 seconds can make such a big difference, because normally you'd think 2 seconds, it was 2 seconds. 2 seconds lost us a tournament, you know. And 2 seconds could lose you your life, you know.
That's why paintball's awesome.
It is really special thing. It's a crazy thing. Time is.
It makes you appreciate the moment. That's what I like the sport.
Right now, the moment is 4 Infamous against 5 Russians. And man, the Russians are coming with a comeback. But look, right now, Infamous, you know,
it's a huge point for Infamous right now.
It's a huge point for Infamous right now. But they're just kind of sitting there chilling and hopefully shoot their guns. But you see, look, it's like, JR, man, get on your gun, dude. Get on your gun and hold the lane. Otherwise, what's going to happen? He's going to run through it.
Yeah.
JR loves to be looking at things and not shooting at things.
Yeah, so he definitely needs to roll his gun. They lost Infamous lost Brad McCurley early, and he's doing the incredible slow walk off the field right now.
That's a record. That's worse than mine.
Yeah, you have the most notorious slow walk off the field.
Oh, it looks like another Infamous Rusty Glaze. I think when he was loading, he got shot in his pod because.
And they lose Damian Ryan out of that back center as well.
Looks like they got this one in the bag.
And now, look at this. The ref is running in, and that might be a penalty. And anytime you see the ref just sprinting in.
Yep. And look at that. 5 guys alive. Oh, wow.
Holy Russian Legion. Here comes the Russians.
Yep. I mean, you know, good job, Russians. Good job.
Making it a 1-point match with the 1-point game. A ton of time on the clock, 3 minutes and 51 seconds. And, you know, what was looking like a complete beatdown of the Russian Boston Red Legion, all of a sudden, this is how quickly a game can turn around in this level of paintball.
It's been 2 minutes, and they've come back 3 points.
And this is Infamous's Achilles heel right here, you know, and we'll get to that in a second, but let's watch this replay. I mean, you're looking at the last Infamous players here. So, you know, John Richardson makes his move. You see Rusty Glaze getting shot out of that back corner on the judo side of the top left-hand portion of your screen. Then Damian Ryan gets shot out of the back center, out of his bunkers. That's 2 guys dying out of their bunkers. And then, boom, there you see the referee running over to John Richardson. He gets shot out of his bunker. And then they also lose their last player of the bunker. It's like 4 guys dying out of their bunker within 10 seconds is inexcusable. Like, there's no reason that should happen.
No. I don't mind, like, if you're making, like, a move. Sometimes, when you're making a move, you're like, that was a dumb move.
Oh, hey,
but
you're going to get shot at every now and then.
For the most part, yeah, I'd much rather make a move than get shot at my bunker, I mean, getting shot at your bunker is just like, ugh. I try to keep that to, like, a one-time out of the event kind of thing,
Yeah, yep.
And it's going to happen, but,
Yeah, it's going to happen. All right, so with about 30 seconds to go before we rack it, and these guys head out again here for the next point. I mean, what? Again, Infamous's Achilles heel. It's like, look, man, this game is to 7 or to the end of regulation. It's not when you get up 5-1. That's not the end of the match.
No, for sure,
and they just do that. It's one of those things. Like, you can't let off the gas pedal.
A lot of teams do that. A lot of teams do that, and
you
the
can't
good
let
teams
off the
fight
gas
back.
pedal, man.
So we got 5-4 Boston Red Legion with 4, Infamous with 5. We got 3 minutes 51 seconds to go, and here we go. A lot of dancing there by Britnikov. Oh, and he gets clipped. So Infamous actually shoots one. Infamous loses one. So it's actually 4-on-4. Right now, I mean, there's a nice little spread across the field here for both teams. This is actually a really big point. Looks like one of the Infamous guys bounces a guy in the command center. Oh, look at that. That was a big bite by Greg Sewers on the 50 Dorito side. He's in the 50 Dorito. Nobody's really protecting him. Oh, Nicky is actually from across the field.
Yeah.
And so is Zach Wade.
But look at Infamous right now. They're all on their knees.
Oh, yeah.
Nicky's kind of hiding right now because he's getting shot at from 2 different angles. And at least he's talking it up. But, it's... And the Russians also kind of digging in a little bit.
I'm telling you, though, Skiros, and there's a penalty. There you go. Yeah, he got shot by Greg Sewers earlier, and so now it's actually 2 Russians alive, and 5.
And they lose Fedorov over on the Dorito side of the field.
So it's actually only 1. So now it's going to be 4 Infamous guys on little Justin Rabikov here in the corner. But they got a major, Russians should call it, which is exactly what they did right there. And, got
a question coming in from PB Nation. So how much money have you put into the penalty jar?
Oh, dude, I'm good. I'm good this year.
You good this year?
Dude, it's all questionable. It's all questionable.
It's all questionable.
I
love asking you about penalties.
It's all questionable. The referees despise me. And it's all political, and it's ridiculous.
No, my favorite quote from you was last year when you were leading the league in penalties. No, 2009. And I was like, well, let's get to this replay first. But all right, so right now you're looking at the referee just running around and calling out penalties. Looks like they've been doing a lot so far today, and it's Kirill heading to the box this time, and it's just like you said, poor Justin Rabikov just in the back corner. And there's nothing you can do. And at that point, the Russians are good about that. They blow the horn a lot.
They're smart. They got great time management skills.
But yeah. So like I was saying, the greatest quote about penalties. I was like, yeah, I told you about penalties, and you're leading the league, and you're like, well, hold on. How many of those are real penalties?
Right.
Like me playing on and not talking after hit, because you are notorious for getting talking. Of course, the referees are way harsher on you. I think sometimes.
Yeah, for sure, which is okay.
But that's gonna happen. That's how the kind of things work.
It's all reasonable doubt. It's like I can do something and I can get a 5-minute, and the Kirill on the Russians can do the same thing and get no penalty. So it's all. And I'm not saying that they're biased against me. I just think that sometimes it's like a quicker response when something of action needs to happen right away. Like, penalty. Where it's like, come on, let's think about this rationally. Let's put this into perspective. Okay, this is there. This guy was here. You shot it out. Yeah, you know what? You guys both just come out.
Yeah.
But I do get a lot of dumb penalties. I've been working on that, and that's why this year I haven't really gotten many penalties.
You have worked on that a lot, actually.
But I feel that if I see a player that's hit and I've shot him and he's a crucial player and I'm shot, I'm gonna tell the referee that he's shot, because that could change the game right there. Ooh, J-Rab getting shot up the center.
Yeah,
honestly, look, J-Rab's trying to get it. See, right there, that's a penalty for me. Okay? Whether you like it or not, that's a penalty for me. If I get shot, scooting my butt in there a little bit, penalty. Penalty.
And so right now, Infamous, looking good on the Dorito side, but so are the Russians, and as they also have a player in Dorito 1 mirroring Greg Sewers, who's been playing well over there for Infamous.
I don't know where J-Rab was going.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, obviously to the pin, because that's where he went. And now here comes Fedorov. Big move all the way down past the 50-yard line in the snake.
Yeah, I don't think Fedorov knows what's going on.
Well, they need to. Well, what happens is he's pushing hard because they got to score 2 points here in a minute and 40 seconds. So that's why
Right.
you know they got Brindikoff on the Dorito side of the field, and
they're gonna pull this game off. I guarantee it. Watch this, and they're gonna tie it.
well,
Come on.
everyone and their mother is shooting at Fedorov right now. He's got a line in coming from Greg Sewers. He's got a line in coming from the back corner on the Dorito side.
Yeah, Brindikoff right now. He's got the ball. He's gonna get some kills here.
Yeah, what's stopping Brindikoff from running down Greg Sewers? Wow, dude, Fedorov is just playing the reckless edge right
he
there.
is. He's playing really good, actually.
Right up into
He did a
Greg
great
Sewers'
job
line.
on getting up in there. Look at how tight these guys are as Infamous, you know? They are so tight right now. They got a minute left here.
Fedorov's doing everything he can do right now.
Sure,
like there's 2 guys with the ball right now.
Oh, I know.
I mean, actually, yeah. Brindikoff is behind it. I don't know what Brindikoff is doing.
No, Brindikoff is kind of blowing it on time management right now.
Yeah, it's 52 seconds left.
And here comes Mishka. Mishka's in the X. Oh, look at this. One guy dead. And here comes
Mishka.
43 seconds.
And Mishka's going to get a shot on Greg Sewers.
Oh, that was a penalty. That was a penalty.
Now Brindikoff trying to run and grab the flag, but he gets taken out, so it's just Fedorov left
Wow,
alive
look
here.
at this.
And it's not going to be enough, I don't think, here with under 30 seconds left. And Fedorov is shot, and that is going to do it for the Russians. So nice job by Infamous stepping up in a must-win situation. You see Damian Ryan pumped up as they take this victory against a very tough Russian Boston Red Legion. So nice job by Damian Ryan to hold out in that brutal onslaught as the Russians just pushing hard and heavy, trying to come into the Infamous' heavy guns here at the last few seconds as they tick off. So nice job as Infamous is going to win this match 6-4.
Wow. That was a really good game, actually.
Yeah, that was a great game.
I mean, obviously what killed the Russians were the penalties. Two big kind of penalties right there, and Infamous was able to battle. And
yeah, and let's look at the replay here. What you're watching is Fedorov, right-hand portion of your screen there in the snake. He's backed up by Brindikoff, and both those guys trying to do work. More so Fedorov. Now Brindikoff, I think he dropped the ball a little bit. He had way too much, not enough time on the clock when he really started to go in. But again, a lot of that speaks to how aggressive that Infamous was with their gunfights. They were really pushing hard on the gunfight side of things to try to hold off the Russians, because all they really had to do is just hold them off long enough. And then you see Mishka making his move, Kirill coming up there, and then Brindikoff trying to scurry back and grab that flag, and he got smoked down by Damian Ryan. So then it's just Fedorov left alive, and he must have caught one during that barrage because he took one in his pack, and the referee finally got in there to call him out. So too little, too late for the Russians. Nice job by Infamous to snatch that victory away from them. Final score 6-4. Don't go anywhere. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Ironmen taking on Portland Uprising as we begin our afternoon bracket here at the 2011 PSP World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall and All the Lang. Don't go anywhere.
kind of sounds like you're rapping.